Today we'll be sharing 10 reviews from employees on leave. Number 1. There is no job in this world that should come before your health. Taking time off work because of illness is your right. I was constantly afraid of others, and both work and my personal life were filled with stress. It was overwhelming. I would cry so hard at work that I couldn't stop, and I even had heart palpitations. Looking back now, I realize I had truly reached my limit. When I tried talking to my mother, she said, "You're not depressed." It was also difficult to open up to my company. Still, I'm really glad I decided to take time off. I think many people feel they don't want to take a break if they can help it. But if you've been working non-stop for so long, it's okay to rest. Number 2. I still remember the day I reached the entrance of my company. My legs trembling so badly I couldn't stand, and I just started crying. Going to work when you're not in good condition only hurts your performance and your evaluation. Even when you're at your best, mistakes can happen. If you force yourself to push through while feeling unwell, you'll only end up dragging others down. That can lead to even greater loss of confidence, worsening mental health, and in the worst case, consequences that can't be undone. It takes courage to step away, and it takes courage to fight. Getting evaluated at a mental health clinic, reassessing your workplace, and protecting your own well-being. I believe that safeguarding your health is what truly allows you to keep working. Number 3. I developed depression 3 years ago while working as a firefighter. The environment was extremely rigid and hierarchical, absolute obedience to superiors. If a senior didn't sleep, we couldn't rest either. There were too many things that didn't make sense, and that became the trigger. Honestly, working hard and actually producing results at work are two completely different things. We would tell an injured sumo wrestler to rest, yet when it comes to ourselves, we tend to ignore our own condition, and that's not healthy. Since anyone can develop depression, pushing yourself too far will only lead to worse outcomes. Number 4. In March, I saw a psychiatrist for the first time. I wanted to keep working, so my company adjusted my team based on a medical note. I felt better for a while, but I relapsed in October. The doctor questioned whether the environment would really improve and told me I was no longer thinking clearly. I needed to either take a break or quit. I ended up taking leave, almost under a doctor's order. At the time, I felt like my life was over. But a year later, I returned to work in a new location and now live much more peacefully. I once thought taking time off meant losing, but I'm grateful I was pushed to rest. I probably couldn't have decided on my own. Number 5. From my own experience, my first boss at the company I worked for was physically abusive. He would hit and kick. As a result, I became mentally unstable to the point of attempting suicide, and I was eventually forced to resign. That experience completely changed the way I see things. If anyone is in a situation like I was, I strongly encourage them to take time off work. I hope they can find a way of living and working that truly suits them. A company will not protect you. That is an unfortunate but undeniable reality of this world. Number 6. I was suffering from severe harassment by my supervisor at work. Even when I said I wanted to quit, they wouldn't let me, so I kept pushing myself to endure it. Before I realized it, I had attempted suicide and was taken to the hospital by ambulance. My family handled the resignation process for me, and that's how I ended up leaving the company. Animals live purely for survival, but humans are the only creatures with such advanced intelligence. That's why I believe we should live in a world where people can take a break without hesitation when they're suffering. Number 7. After receiving a medical certificate from my doctor stating that I needed to take leave, I told my supervisor that I wanted to step away from work. He responded by saying, "Everyone goes through tough times. Are you going to stop every time things feel hard?" That comment didn't sit right with me, but I couldn't argue back. It's not that I don't want to try, it's that even if I want to, I sometimes simply can't, and I feel like that's hard for others to understand. I'm living away from my family on my own, and I don't want them to worry, so I haven't told anyone. It's been really painful to carry this alone. Number 8. Then my doctor told me I can also write a medical certificate for leave. I still believed I was fine. At that point, I was sleeping only about 2 hours a night, eating once a day, and had lost around 10 kilograms in 2 months. I wanted to avoid taking leave because I was worried about how I would be treated after returning. So I kept pushing myself, going to work in tears every day for another month. Eventually, when I suddenly felt the urge to jump in front of a train, I finally realized this is serious and chose to take leave. Even after submitting the medical certificate, my supervisor said things like, "This is a problem, and are you serious?" and was reluctant to accept it. For about the first 6 months after I stopped working, I honestly barely remember what I was doing. Number 9. All I did was sleep, wake up crying, and then go back to sleep. Even my favorite hobbies meant nothing to me anymore. I didn't feel like touching my phone or computer. I completely lost my appetite. If my family hadn't brought meals to me twice a day, I don't know what would have happened. In my case, I was unable to do anything for about 2 months. After that time passed, the first time I was able to walk to the nearby convenience store and back, I felt genuinely happy. Everyone, let's take it slow and live without pushing ourselves too hard. Number 10. There was a time when my relationship with my supervisor became so stressful that I suddenly broke down in tears, even during a break. With encouragement from people around me, I decided to take leave. And looking back, that decision was absolutely the right one. Taking leave is better than resigning. Taking leave is better than rushing into a new job. If you're unwell, job hunting is unlikely to go well anyway. People say managing your health is part of your job. That doesn't just mean maintaining peak performance, it also means bringing yourself back from negative to zero. A company won't protect you. You have to protect yourself. That concludes the 10 reviews from people on leave. Those who are overly serious or have a strong sense of responsibility should be especially cautious. I felt it was very important to step away from the situation and reevaluate my own life. Please share your thoughts in the comments section.